Welcome back. In this session, we are going to set up the Bootstrap front end for templates and the Bootstrap CSS into our project. So to do that, what we need to do is the very first thing, browse through getbootstrap.com, which is the official website for Bootstrap, and here click on Get Started and open one simple template for our blog application. So we are going to use the very first one. So this is very simple, where you have the menu bar and the name and few URLs tab you have, and simple, right? So what I'm going to do is just right click on the page, click on view page source, and you have the page source for this page. So what I'm going to do, just copy this whole template and open your Atom IDE and post underscore list.html template file. Just delete this particular hello Django which we have wrote in our earlier session and paste it here. So basically what we did is we have just copied one standard Bootstrap template into our project, and let us modify the template as per our requirement. So we are going to give Django blog in title, and here you can see that this particular URL we don't have, right? So what we need to do is we need to anyway configure the CSS, not in this way, bit in different way, which we will see in few seconds. So and this starter template, let's say make it CSS custom.css, and let's quickly remove this line so that it would be a bit easy for you to understand. And this particular comment also, let's remove it. And this one, instead of project name, let's give Django blog, and here starter Bootstrap template. So we are going to give welcome to hello Django blog, and let's say this, let it be like this, and save this particular HTML file, open your browser and refresh this page. So if you refresh this page, so it's coming like I mean the CSS is not working and the menu bar is coming in vertical. I mean, it doesn't look good at all, right? Why it's not looking properly is because seems like we have made mistake in the blog spelling. So let's quickly make it like this. So now we are going to add the CSS into our project. So to do that, what we need to do is open your app folder. So this is our app folder, and make one folder named static, and inside static let's create three folder. One folder as CSS, second folder as JS, and third folder as image, for img, for image, right? And what we need to do is just open download the Bootstrap which we have. So this is the Bootstrap and download this Bootstrap and add it into the CSS folder. So extract it somewhere in the on the desktop, not in desktop, let's extract inside the CSS folder itself. So we are going to make it extract here and close this one. Now let's open the folder and go inside the static folder, and so instead of adding another folder and multiple folder, so what I think we should do is we should not extract here. Let's say we are extracting on Bootstrap, desktop, and copy the CSS file, this whole CSS file inside our project folder. So this is our project folder, and go inside the static folder and CSS which we have created, paste it, and again go inside the JavaScript folder and copy all these three JavaScript, go inside the project folder, then app folder, then static, then JS, and paste it here, right? So I haven't did anything new. Just what I did is I downloaded the Bootstrap and extracted it and copied into the respective folder, so that you can see here even in your Atom IDE. So this is the CSS files which we have created, downloaded from the Bootstrap, and this is the JavaScript file. So now what we need to do is we need to refer it. So let's say CSS bootstrap.mean.css and custom.css. Let's say now refresh this page, and whether the CSS is loading properly or not. It's not loading, right? So why it's not loading is because the HTML file is unable to look into the CSS of inside our project folder. So to do that, in Django there is a concept of calling the static files into the template. That concept is very simple. So let's add it like this, and static give, and just cut this out and paste it inside this, right? And here one thing you need to remember is if you have the double quote outside, you have to give single quote inside. If you have single quote outside, you have to give double quote inside. Vice versa you have to give, right? So now similarly we need to do it here also quickly. And static, and cut this out. And similarly for the JavaScript also, let's add it static and cut this out and paste it inside this single quote, right? And this one also give, perhaps this is not required. So now if you browse through and browser and refresh this page, so you have template syntax error. The template syntax error says invalid block tag on line number 15 static, which mean to say is in line number 15 if you browse, so let's go through line number 15, and here I have used a static, right? So Django is unable to understand what is a static. Why? Because I haven't imported the static, loaded the static files. So whenever you use this static tag in Django, the very first line should be you should load the static files. So you give like this, and static files. And if you now save it and refresh this page, hopefully you should see, right? So but here the half of the content goes inside our nav bar. Why? Because if you remember we have something called a static custom.css, right? But we don't have any custom.css inside css. So let's quickly inside css folder, let's create a css called custom.css, and for this template we have one some custom, I think starter template is there, so where body padding 50 px and something is there. So let's copy this custom css and add it inside this our custom.css inside the project. Now if you refresh this page, hopefully we should see the template correctly. Great. So now it's coming properly. So in this screencast, what we have seen is we have integrated our blog application with Bootstrap front-end framework, and we have added the custom css. And one thing which I believe I have covered into very early screencast is instead of calling the css from the project, you can also use the CDN. So if you use the CDN, you don't have to use the static tag actually. So it depends on you, but preferably if you just working on the development side, so you should use the CSS which is in your local machine. If you hosting the application for production, that time probably you should not use the CSS into your project. You should use the CDN because it is going to make your website load faster. So thank you so much for watching this screencast. See you in the next one.